Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna let the music play for a little bit. Just to have a little brand recognition, I guess. I don't know why. If we can stop it in a nice way. Oh, that was smooth. Hello, everyone. Yes, the person who I will be having a conversation with has not arrived yet, but I thought I would go live and have a bit of a chat with everybody. Why not? Tell you a little bit of my current days. Today I actually did some activism, and I happened to to run into two Indian people who were just refusing to understand the point, and they kept coming back with all sorts of weird arguments that, well, they eventually just boil down to the fact that they want to do it and that it's okay because they want to do it, and they just didn't understand the point. It was very frustrating. I mean, like, I got annoyed. I don't usually get annoyed during outreach, but I got annoyed. Let me text this guy because I don't see him here yet, and I hope he won't bail. Sorry, give me a second. Whew. So sunny here. Okay. Let me text this guy. Okay, let's say hello to everybody. Hello, Chase. Nice to see you here. Hey, Martin. Nice to see you here. Tico. A lot of awesome people loving it. Robin Hoodsta. Nice to see you. Hey, Robin Hoodsta. I don't know. Have you published lately? I like the when you ask people those questions. It was kind of fun to see them behave, and you would give them $1 for everything. Like, yeah, that was pretty cool. Hey, Dave. Nice to see you. Efrendo. Love it. The real thing. What is it? Yeah. Hey, Ulf. Nice to see you. Ali, always a pleasure. Grace Kai Vegan. Grace Kai, not Grace Key. I don't know why sometimes I read Grace Kai Vegan. Carrie. Oh my God, so many awesome people. I hope this guy doesn't bail. Madison. Hey, Madison. Nice to see you. You're on time accidentally. That's nice. That's nice. Well, if this guy bails, I'll just show you the conversation I had today. Maybe you can give me some pointers on where I got so annoyed. But I hope he doesn't bail. Hey, Anna Christina Harris. I love your hair. Is that like a blue-green thing? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I've seen that photo before. Hey, Big Stream. Nice to see you here. Navia. Oh my God, so many awesome people. Vegan Stoner Lady Anna. Nice to see you. Has. By the way, Anna, I love. Did you do the TikTok thing? I think I saw you do the TikTok thing in where you posted a photo and had people went live and had people like enter your live stream and have a conversation with. I did that too, and I got like hundreds of views at one time, but it was mostly kids. I wonder what your experience was about, because I saw you posted some shorts from it. That was pretty cool. Jackie Boyle. Hello, Jackie Boyle. Yeah. Hey, nerds like us. Nice to see you here. Vegans assemble. I love it. Yes, vegans assemble. I hope I'm not messing with my volume too much. Satya Mai Ma. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. Vegan for life. Love it. We all are. Actually, I've been thinking about doing a vegan tattoo, but I don't know what to do. Like, if you guys have any good suggestions for a vegan tattoo, I've been thinking about doing the whole Joey thing where he has it behind the ear, but then it would be a bit too obvious, so I would always have to hide it when I do outreach. I don't know, but I also been thinking about putting it like, well, not on this hand because here I already have a tattoo, but like here. Oh, but here's the watch. So I don't know, like vegan saying something here. Like I want it somewhere in view. Yeah. Hey, Davey. Nice to see you. Mostly kids on TikTok, but some good conversation with adults. Yeah. Yeah, mostly kids, huh? It's kind of insane, huh? Dave, can you tell us a bit about the guy who you're supposed to be chatting with? Oh, that's a very good point. Yes. So, the guy that I'm supposed to be chatting with, I have a link. Thank you for suggesting it. That's a good suggestion. So, let me open that link. Uh, I I haven't opened it in the right time. Okay. So let me share my screen and show you exactly who I should be having a conversation with, but I see he's late. Um, so this guy right here, not this guy. So this guy is his friend, but like he had one of his friends filmed, and I think you see him. Let me see where you see him. Oh, here. Yeah, you see here. This guy here. So
That made that lettuce. If I buy meat,
so he came over and was trying to say that hey, your conversation is a bit long, let's end it. And then he was saying that well, you shouldn't be showing this to kids. And yeah, and then I made this video about it. And then he himself also, I think he is allergy for mensen, this is his YouTube handle. He himself also has made a video where he watched my video, as you can see it here, where he watched my video and made some comments on it. It's in Dutch now.
Ik zit nu.
It's in Dutch now. But yeah. Yeah, so what he's been doing, but he made some claims that I just didn't want them to die. I mean, he got like, I don't know, 580 views. It's not a lot of views, indeed. But as you see, I said, hey, if you speak English, let's do the live stream and discuss this, because I'm not looking for a debate, right? I'm just looking to have a conversation with him. I don't think it's fair, all the things he said. Like I wrote down what I completely disagree with. Well, he made some claims that I think were kind of silly, but that's fine. You know, the silly claims, I don't mind. Like, I don't care. Silly claims are silly. But he said that we need animal products to survive and thrive. That's not true. So I want to discuss this live with him if he truly believes that, and to show him some evidence. If not, that veganism is bad for the environment. That's obviously not true. That one of the silly claims that he made was that products may contain traces of milk and stuff, so they're not completely vegan, which is obviously kind of like a silly thing to say. It's not about that, right? It's about the animals. So yeah, it's I think that's all I wrote down for some reason. But yeah, I just generally want to know why he is not vegan, and how I could get him to not to stop exploiting animals. You know, like if we have an occasion to chat with somebody who has, I don't know, he has like 1,580 subscribers. So that's enough, and I think like it's good chance to get somebody who might even see veganism as a good solution and maybe even choose to be vegan. And that's good enough for me. And if not, at least he at least gets informed. He at least sees the error in his misinformation. And I hate it when we spread misinformation, and it's very bad for it. So I just don't want misinformation to be spread. He has yet still not arrived, but yeah. Jackie Boyle. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Jackie. But the conversation hasn't started. Now I feel bad because this guy hasn't arrived yet. Thank you for the donation. So if this guy doesn't arrive, I will donate this to a animal charity or something, because I don't think it's fair for me to take this if this guy doesn't arrive, right? Even if we do a live stream, I don't think it's fair. That was supposed to be some form of a chord. I completely forgot. I think it's a C chord. But I think this is out of tune. Anyway, thank you so much. Ranveer, you know, I've been, this morning when I woke up, I was seeing your comments. Yesterday I took a break and I was seeing your comments. I was thinking, are you a bot? Are you a bot? Like, are you a bot? Like, are you? Because like, it's okay if you're a bot, but like, some of your comments seem like you're a bot, because you don't seem to listen to arguments or to reason or to logic. So you might be a bot. I have a vegan tattoo on my upper left arm, inner bicep. Easy to conceal if needed, but visible enough if I flex. Oh, I like it. Oh, I'll do that. That's pretty cool. Must be painful though here. Vegan Power Lab, what's up? Nothing special. Hey, don't use derogatory terms here or bad words in this chat. Thank you. What is this here? So, hey, Benji, as I described, I think you were here when I described it. got to watch Vegan Store and a Ladies vid, but it's an hour long. Need to find maybe after this stream. Actually, I watched the short one. I didn't know she has an hour long one. I'll watch that. That's a good one. I have the 269 ear tattoo. What does 269 symbolize? I need to Google. I don't know. Yeah, you remember him. Yeah. That should be good if he shows. Yes. If he doesn't show, it's kind of a dick move, I would say. But maybe he forgot. I don't know. And it's also a pity because we can't watch his video because it's in Dutch and the translation isn't very good. And I don't want to make you watch all that stuff. I don't really speak Dutch that much. Like I understand a lot of Dutch. Like most of my letters that I get them in Dutch, and it's kind of annoying to use Google Translate on it. But I understand most of it. I don't really speak it because I haven't practiced it that much. So I did pass the exams needed to get citizenship. So I did learn Dutch. I did know Dutch at some point. It's just I'm pretty. Yeah, so I'm not very good at Dutch. Oh, you said it here. I'm sorry, I was replying to this one. I tried to watch that reaction video, but couldn't understand for obvious reasons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Am I the only person to have no tattoos? Maybe, Jackie. Maybe. I don't know. There's people who don't have tattoos. I mean, but I suggest that you do a tattoo, even if it's a small one, just to understand the feeling of it. It's kind of interesting. It's an interesting feeling. When I had the tattoo, first of all, I wasn't expecting. I got it as a present, and when I did it, I did this tattoo, which is it's a kind of a long story what it means, but it was very nice to do, and I recommend that you do a tattoo. Yeah, it's very nice. Hello, Anon. So I think we're gonna give it 5 more minutes, and or maybe 10. And if he doesn't show, I guess it's a no-show. It's kind of messed up because I tagged him in all of this. We talked about it. Let's see. He's now on. He's on Discord. Maybe he's getting things ready. Maybe he forgot about it and he's getting things ready. Let's start on a good faith, right? I already don't like him very much. Let's give him a chance. It's okay. That's the thing about it. It's it can seem it's hard when people disagree with some things, or like, I don't know, he was put on the spot. He was shown this idea that he maybe have never heard of it. I don't know. Let's see. Join the link. Okay, so he's on Discord. He's gonna join soon. Yeah. My take on showing kids footage is pay extra attention to their reaction to see if it might be too shocking, and ask if their parents, if they're there, if it's okay to show them. Yeah, I mean, that's a good one, but we did have like VRs, so we couldn't really see their attention. I think we usually the cutoff line is 14 years old. I don't know. I was doing this for We the Free Utrecht, so it wasn't my decision to make. Yeah. Let's see. If he doesn't show up, we can make it a Q&A session. You can already ask me things until he shows up. Yeah. Balls and teriyaki sauce. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think that's good for the person who had the balls. Yeah. It figures that you like the taste of their flesh. I just argue that you should probably, just because I like the taste of somebody's flesh doesn't give me the right to take their life or to exploit them, right? That's kind of the thing. If you're aware of time zone differences, he's from Netherlands, so he's right the same time zone as me. The ukulele. Yeah. I've been practicing. To be honest, like, I love the strings of the ukulele and the guitar chords from the guitar. So it's like somewhere in the middle. Okay, so he's here. Can you give me a thumbs up, Leslie, when you're ready? Are you ready? Okay, ready. Nice.
Okay. Sorry. Yes, I forgot. I
That's okay.
was
That's
at
okay.
work. I was done with work. I went home. I was making some food, and I was like, "Oh shit! Yeah, this is the thing." Uh, Hello.
Hi, Leslie. So I already
Oh,
introduced
I
people,
can't
kind
hear you
of
right
who
now.
you are.
I
Can you
don't
hear
know
me?
what's happening. Sorry, one sec. My technical difficulties.
Sure. Can you
Oh
guys
shit.
hear me?
Oh, one sec. I'm getting called by work.
I have a question, Chip. Did you see us telling you he's in chat and on his way? I did not. No, he's on Discord. Oh, let me remove him while he's speaking so that he doesn't. So he's we chatted on Discord, right? We got the contact on Discord and we chatted on Discord before that. Yeah. Get your carness argument bingo cards out. Sure, why not? Jackie Boyle, we can hear you. Perfect. Yeah, he said we can hear. I hear you both. Okay, so I also heard him. I guess he wasn't hearing me. Let's see. Weird flex showing up without a shirt on. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's fine. I don't know. It's fine for men, right? That's a weird thing about society, isn't it? Why is it fine for men to be shirtless but not women? Huh? It's not. It doesn't seem fair. I think Tash Pedersen has a video about it, and I'm like, what's going on there? So let's have some patience. I'm sorry, everybody. I know you tuned in. I know it's been like 16 minutes. I'm sorry. Let's have some patience, okay? I don't like to judge people based on age group membership. Yeah, we shouldn't. Free the nipple. Yes, free the nipple. Is he famous? I don't know, Ali. I'm not famous, and I have the same amount of subscribers. I guess same amount of fame. Okay, he's done. Hey. So, can you hear me?
Still gotta connect my headset. Sorry, I got called by work. I have the weekend shift, so it's all a bit messy over here. Uh, okay.
What
Uh,
Discord channels do you use
are
for
you able
actual
to hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you as well. Sorry. What I was saying, I don't know if you heard me. I have weekend shift, so I can get called any moment by my work. So yeah.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So, I already introduced you to everybody. I showed them kind of the whole history on how we got here, right? My
Yeah.
video, our conversation there, then your video, and then we chatted a bit.
Yeah.
So I mostly have a problem, to be honest, based on your video. And bear in mind, my Dutch is not very good, right? So I used a little bit of translate. I tried here and there. So I don't know the nuances as everything that you said there, but I have some issues with some of the things you said. And we can deal with also with the thing that you said that not showing the
Yeah.
Swedish animals, right? But one of the things that you said is that, well, actually, you know what? Before we go into that, I want to ask you, first of all, what do you think veganism is, and why are you not vegan?
I think veganism is I what I know veganism is, or at least think I know, is that it stands for how do I put this in words correctly? Sorry, my English is I have to
That's
think
okay. Don't
about it
worry.
a
Don't
little
worry.
bit. Uh,
We're not looking to
putting
grade you
the
here, by the way. So it's okay if you
yeah.
make mistakes. It's fine.
No worries. Putting the least amount of cruelty on animals,
Yeah.
lessen animal cruelty as much as you can. That,
Yeah.
that that's what veganism is, I think.
Yeah. So there's some people think it's that, but the reality is just more like it's the moral stance against the commodification of animals. That means we don't want animals to be treated like objects. We don't want them to be used for food, for clothing, for entertainment, anything that really is optional to us, right? Like if we can survive and thrive without exploiting animals, why would we choose to exploit animals? That's literally it, right? It's not about killing animals. It's not about harming animals. It's not about suffering. It's not about pain. It's strictly about opposing the idea that animals should be treated as resources.
I don't know what's happening with the site, but you get cut out a lot. I don't know what's happening.
I'm sorry. I think it might be my mic because I keep touching the thing. I'm sorry. I'll stop touching.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but okay.
Did you hear what I said? Do you want me to repeat it?
If you can redo it, that would be better, because maybe if you see my stream, you can see it cuts out a lot.
Sure. So veganism is a moral principle where we oppose the idea that animals should be treated like objects, like
it's cutting out a lot again. I don't know what's happening, but I can't hear anything.
Is it? Let's check. Is it cutting out for everybody in this chat, or is it cutting out
You're
just
completely
for
silent
Leslie?
over here.
Okay, let me open also.
I'm checking if it's something with my headphones, but it shouldn't be. I'm gonna grab a pair of different headphones. Maybe that works.
Okay. I can hear both. It's not cutting out here. Okay. We need a bit of patience. It's about to be interesting, hopefully. At this point, I want my money back, Ben. Did you donate, Ben? What are you talking about? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah. Are you good now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So I'll repeat the definition.
I can't hear you again. I think it's the site. I don't know what's happening with the site, but I can't hear you through the site.
Do you want to connect and disconnect? Do you want to disconnect and connect?
I'm checking my live stream. I can't hear you.
At this point, I want my money back, Ben. Did you donate, Ben? What are you talking about?
Yeah, here again. I think it's this. What the fuck is this? Okay, one sec. Technical difficulties to the max. What the fuck?
Maybe you should go off and on the website again. Maybe that would work. Okay, until he comes back, I removed him. He's 5 minutes behind. Maybe, I don't know. Everything is good here. Yes, thank you for that. You know, that's the pitfalls, you know, like of live streams, right? You get technical difficulties. I see somebody says chicken is best. Yeah, you know, chickens are sentient animals, man. They deserve to live and be free. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree? So just because you like the taste of their flesh, maybe we shouldn't be exploiting them. Just saying. Are you good now? Let's see. Can you hear me now?
No, it actually is the website, because I can't hear you in the stream. I have headphones. I don't know what it is. No, it actually is the website, because I can't hear you.
Well, can you hear what I'm saying now?
Right here.
Everybody in my stream is saying that it's okay. It's you can hear me, and I checked your stream also.
Can we try a Discord call?
I can't. Okay, let's try a Discord call. Fine. I'll try that and share it here. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, we can try a Discord call. I'll remove you. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna try and share the Discord call. Share screen. Window. Discord. Okay. Let me see if I can hide all the other stuff here. Hi, can you hear me? Okay, restart your PC and then join the website again, okay? Can you hear me? Can you show the camera? Okay. Okay, let me also share Discord. Give me a second. Okay, everybody, I'll share it. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry for these technical difficulties. Window. Let me see how I can share that. I need to share the screen. Give me a second. I'm working on that. I want to share it in a way that I don't share everything that I have. So I'll just share. Okay, screen to share. Okay, so let me see if I can put myself somewhere down. Oh, no, not that. Sorry. Nope, not that. This. Yes. Okay. Can everybody see it correctly? Is everybody okay? Can you say something to be sure that we have a voice on the chat also? Does everybody hear that correctly? Okay. Yes, we got a yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. So, can you hear him? Sounds good. Kay says no, we can't. They can't hear you. Oh, okay. So now it's this other issue. We can't hear you now. Yeah, try to do that again. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna try to. He's gonna try to come back here.
Okay, I can actually hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. So, yay! I'm gonna have to cut like 20 minutes of this. It's fine. I'll start with what veganism is, okay? Because you mentioned what your definition is. Can you hear me now, right? Like, do you hear everything I'm saying? Is it
I can hear everything perfectly. No interruption, anything.
Okay, perfect. So veganism is the moral principle where we oppose the idea that animals should be treated like objects. That means we don't want them to be exploited, abused, or slaughtered for food, clothing, entertainment, or anything else that is optional to us, right? We're not saying that if you're in a survival situation, you shouldn't kill an animal. In a survival situation, you can justify doing whatever you want, killing a human, killing an animal, eating a human, eating an animal, whatever it is, right? But in situations where you're day-to-day, in your day-to-day life, killing an innocent animal is wrong for something that we can choose not to do, right? And not just killing, because it's not just about killing, it's about the exploitation of it, right? About using them as whatever it is, as objects, right? So what is it about this definition that disagrees with you?
I don't disagree with the definition at all. And in the video as well, and I understand the YouTube translating can make it a little bit hard at times because I tried to look through the video with the translate as well, and well, fuck, it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. But I said in my video as well, I started the video off with saying I have nothing against veganism or the idea of veganism. So I think we align on that part. Also, what I've said in my video. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can interrupt.
But I like listen. I don't mind if you have something against vegans or veganism, right? This isn't about that. Like, what is it that
I know, but
when
I
I
just
ask you
wanted
if
to
you
make it
disagree?
clear.
Yeah, when I ask you if you disagree with the what is it that you don't agree with the definition is what is it that about yourself that you don't agree with, right? Like, what is it about the idea of not exploiting animals that you don't agree with?
I agree with everything of it. I would love to see a world where animals would not be exploited. But I do think that starts with lessening meat instead of getting everybody to be vegan.
Okay,
That's
but
what
like
I
you're
believe.
like, and we can talk about the world, right? Like we can talk about
Yeah,
that, and we can talk about that. But before that, like, what
yeah.
is it about yourself, that says I like? Because when you buy an animal product, you pay for animal exploitation, right? So why is it that you don't stop paying for animal exploitation? Why is it that you don't stop supporting the exploitation of animals?
Because I do help in my own way. My own way is, for me, I don't eat any meat of baby animals, so to say. I don't do that. Preferably, I only eat chicken, and that's still animal exploitation. I understand that. And I buy a lot of better life meat. Doesn't mean I am fully vegan, of course, and I understand the uh, reasoning for you to say, okay, but that's still animal exploitation, and that's true. But I think at this stage in our life, it's not possible to fully not exploit animals, and that's what I said in my video as well. If I would have, if I would want to go fully vegan, of course, you want some nice food as well. You want to live a little, and to have those nice foods, you go to soy or other products. But then you have the problem, at least in my opinion, that you're killing a lot of bees, which is not only harmful for the bees, which yes, they have a lesser uh, how do you call it, bewustzijn.
Sentience? What do you mean?
Yeah, yes, thanks.
Yeah.
They have a lesser sentience, of course, so yes, it is less cruel, but you're killing a lot more of them. Instead of just one cow, you're killing maybe a million bees. And the problem with that, in my opinion, is that we as humans and animals need bees, both of us. That's my
Okay, but
reasoning
like,
behind.
okay, let's dive into some of these. Okay, so first of all,
Yes.
you say you don't eat babies, but you eat chickens. Chickens are killed at a couple of weeks old. You're eating babies, basically. If you're eating eggs, you're supporting an industry that literally blends babies alive on their first day of life. Like male chicks who don't produce eggs are blended up alive on their first day of life. This isn't stuff that like I'm inventing or something. You can look it up, and you don't have
No,
to trust me on this. I can even show you footage.
I can agree with you on that, because yeah, that you're right on that, and that's maybe a little bit hypocritical of me. But chicken, I don't know. I don't have any defense against that. That's just uh, pick and choose, I guess.
But is it pick and choose? Because like all these chickens, they all also wanted to live. They don't want to die. They don't want to be brought into existence for the sole purpose of being exploited and then slaughtered for something that you can survive without, right? Like you can
Yeah.
easily choose to eat plant-based and not kill any chicken in the process, because every time you do, one sentient individual, regardless of level of sentience, I don't think there's level of sentience, but let's say there are, if regardless of level of sentience, that individual did not want to be brought to an existence of exploitation and death, right? So you're supporting that with your money, and you say you're against it also, right? So there is some hypocrisy there, right? There is some contradiction in that.
Oh no, truly, yeah, I agree with that. But like I just said, it's a sort of the for me, it's in my head the choice of, okay, eat chicken or eat soy. Both I kill a lot. That's the thing. So I
But
do,
you kill. I
in my
understand your
opinion,
point of
yeah.
view. Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting you there, but like,
No, no,
because I,
no.
I see you went into the same argument that you said that you're killing bees otherwise. But like, you would be surprised to find out that actually most of the crops, including soy, are grown to feed the animals. Animals are fed most of the soy actually, right? So
I understand.
and when
Yeah,
you choose and also if you oppose soy, you don't have to eat soy, right? Nobody's telling you to eat soy. There's plenty of other protein sources. There are plenty of other things that you can eat. Nobody's saying eat soy. Um so in that sense, you can choose to eat whatever you want and still not exploit animals, right? And still have, because if your claim is that you're minimizing harm by eating chickens, you're not. You're still
No, it's
having more
definitely not
harm.
my claim. It's not my claim.
Okay.
I do understand that it's hypocritical. But what I said, a question: do you eat soy?
I sometimes eat soy, yes. Well, I
And
actually ate a
why?
lot of soy, yeah.
Yeah, and I understand. My point in my video was as well. I choose chicken over soy. Just
Yeah.
to say, bees over chickens. So why would bee's life be less worth than chicken's life? In my opinion,
It's
it's not.
not.
No,
But
and I have the
there's no
same with
empirical.
I have the same with cows and other animals. I understand it's an industry and it's big and it's a harmful industry. But at the same time, if I switch to soy, I kill the bees. So I can make that choice, or I can choose what you said, just totally cancel out soy, cancel out meat, cancel out everything. But to be fair, life wouldn't be fun that way. If you just cancel out everything, that would be harmful because, like we discussed in Discord before that, it's impossible to not, or like the article you sent, it's impossible to not kill anything. So in the vegan way, and I understand that viewpoint, it's the best if you just it's still vegan to eat avocados because you're minimizing the harm on other animals. And what you said, yes, most soy is eaten by animals. It's about
Yeah.
80-20, 80% animals, 20% us. But if we suddenly would switch to veganism, all of us, then you would still have the 80% of the animals, of course, because the animals got to keep eating. You can't just kill them off. They got to live their lives. But we as well would suddenly switch to soy. So it would increase the demand for soy because humans and animals would eat only soy.
Is this a
That's my
hypothetical
viewpoint.
scenario? So is this a hypothetical scenario where the whole world becomes vegan overnight, or what is it? When you say
Yeah,
that?
well, not only if the whole world becomes vegan overnight, because yes, then it would be sure a problem. We can't even do that. But also in like a span of 50 years. And I said in my video as well, if we would do this over a span of 50 years and eventually switch, like in my view, eat less meat, eat less meat, eat less meat until we in 50 years switch to no meat, there will be no problem at all.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm 22. I'm lessening my meat as well.
But
I'm still eating
that
meat,
doesn't
but I'm
work.
lessening it.
What that doesn't work. What you're saying, because what you're saying is like, well, my approach is lessening my impact. Where there's first of all, there's a lot of issues with what you said there. But like, let's tackle it at exactly how you said it. So, and then I'll tackle it the moral issue, because I still think morally it doesn't make any sense. But like, let's say that that you say. Obviously overnight we might have issues, as you mentioned. I don't think it will be such big issues. There's definitely we can deal with that, right? But we might have issues. But like what we're saying is every person transitioning to a vegan diet will eventually mean that, as you said, there will be no issues, right? In 50 years, as you mentioned.
Yes.
People transitioning to a vegan diet in 50 years doesn't mean people should reduce now and they transition to a vegan diet in 50 years, but rather society transitions in 50 years. That means if you take what 8 billion people on this planet, that means if you decide to reduce, you're still not doing, I mean, it's obviously better than consuming more, right? I'm not going to argue that it's not. It's obviously better, but it's still like, it's still not, because veganism is not about the environment. It's not about harm, as I said before. It's about the idea of seeing animals as resources, right? Like you would still, even if you eat one time per day, one time per week, one time per year, even you eat one animal when you don't need to, you do it because you think their life is not like they're resources to you. You see them as worthy of nothing more but food. Would you see the same, like if I were to ask you, would you see the same for dogs, for example? Would you eat would you consider eating dogs if the only meat you find in supermarkets is dog meat coming from exploited and slaughtered dogs? Would you do the same thing?
Yeah, I think so. And that's not because I'm like, oh yeah, dog meat, because I understand dogs are seen as your best friends and you live with them. But again, the same. If I don't want to harm any animals, I should almost stop eating anything except like plant-based, soy not included, and
but
a
that's
lot
not
of
what I'm
extra
saying, is
fruits
it?
not. But also, what I'm seeing is, you just said, I don't think there would be a problem overnight. There could be a problem, but I don't think it would be. There would be a big problem, because if you look at the market around meat and animal-based products, it's gigantic. It's impossible to just
Oh,
overnight snip
economically
that away.
speaking.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
economically
okay.
speaking,
Yeah,
it's
economically.
impossible, because
it-
the jobs that there is with the animal-based products, you can't just throw it away overnight. And also, in like 5 years, you can't just throw it away. There would be a gigantic economic crisis. It's impossible to do that, and that's why I proposed in my video, if everybody would lessen and lessen and lessen until eventually in 50 years you can just quit it all. In my opinion, that would be a better option than just going all in and everybody has to switch now, because that could cause a lot of problem economically.
But like, let's put it this way, right? Economically, like we can talk about it, right? Like economically, sure, there might be issues if everybody switches overnight, right? As you said, there's jobs of people who you want to do. But speaking about it realistically, that cannot happen, right? So if we say that by the snap of a finger, everybody in the world would become vegan, then why wouldn't we pose the hypothetical scenario where at the snap of the finger, everybody who's working on a farm also has another job, right? Like we can create this hypothetical scenario where they're kind of like a certain way, right? But we can't derive our actions based on hypothetical scenarios, right? We can't say, well, that's why I killed chickens, because in a hypothetical scenario where we all of a sudden all became vegan, it's not okay, right? Because at the end of the day, as I said, it's a moral thing, right? Like if I ask you, is it, like you said, dogs, it's okay. So let me ask you if it's humans. If all the meat you find in supermarkets is human meat, it's coming from slaughtered against their will, of course, because there's no consent in slaughtering animals, against their will in supermarkets, you find only meat coming from humans. Would you eat that?
Maybe I'm gonna sound crazy, but probably, well,
you have vegan options available. That's what I mean, right?
I can say yes, but probably not. But it's the same with Better Life. I eat, my personal preference is Better Life. That's what I eat. If there would be human meat Better Life, and it would actually be humans that are like, hey, I'm dying of old age, and now you can eat my meat. You know what? I guess fuck
but
it.
that's
Maybe
consent.
I wouldn't eat it, but
that's consent.
That's consent. True. You're right on that. So that's maybe.
I have no problem if you want to eat somebody who gave consent. I have no problem. You want to do, somebody gives you consent, do whatever you want with them. Consent matters. But with animals, you don't get consent.
I have to give it to you. Yes, I would probably not eat that.
Yeah. So then, like, obviously you stop. I would think you stop at dogs also, but like, okay, it's okay. You do you, like, you stop at humans, right? But my question to you is then, why is it that you see it that humans should not be treated as resources and you will stop immediately given that, and animals you think they should be treated as, like chickens, right? Like, why is it that chickens you think they're okay to be treated as resources? They're okay to be exploited and slaughtered for my sandwich, but a human not? Like, what is the difference?
The difference is that the animals are already being exploited for such a long time that what I just said, it's an economically almost undoable to just stop. And you can lessen it, like I'm doing it. I'm lessening it and lessening it over time. And the more good products come for from vegans, like Beyond Meat, for example. Beyond Meat, that's a really good product that I actually eat a lot. Before Beyond Meat, you wouldn't see me eating a lot of the plant-based products. If over time the plant-based products become better and better, people would be more keen to actually eating the plant-based products, because yes, they see the exploitation. They see, okay, this product is almost the same, if not better. Why would I not switch? But as long as that's not the case, and economically speaking, you just can't get rid of it, why wouldn't you just go on with living until, hey, there is a better option for me. There is a better option for me morally, and actually just filled with protein, something that I like. It tastes good. Why wouldn't I switch?
But then let me ask you this, because
yeah,
I have to ask you this. Like, it just seems to me like if you were tomorrow, like, you know, there's a tick. I don't think it is in Europe. It's in Northern America that when they bite you, you become allergic to animal products, right? So
yeah.
if you were to, sorry, give me 1 second. My headphones started acting weird. Okay, done. So if you were to be bitten by this tick, you become allergic to animal products. Would you find a way not to just survive but also thrive in your life by not eating animal products tomorrow? If that happened today.
I do think so, but that's the same hypothetical question. If I would lose a leg now, would I be able to survive and thrive without a leg? Yes, I would. I wouldn't like it the first few weeks, months, and eventually I would get over it, of course. And that's true. But that's also what I'm saying with eventually, if we just started getting better products, everybody would get over it and would switch.
But my point with when I asked you this was to show that you can do it, right? Was to show that they can do it. The only problem is that you're not incentivized enough because you see animals as resources, because you think it's okay to cut the chicken's head for a sandwich, right? When you have the option to not do that. So my question to you is, and you said for humans, it's not okay to do it. So what is it, but the difference, what is it that a chicken has, or sorry, what is it that a human being has that if a chicken also had it, or the other way around, what is it that a human being doesn't have, what is it that a chicken doesn't have, that if a human being also didn't have it, it would make it okay to kill humans for sandwiches?
If humans would have been slaughtered and eaten in the last 100 years, and it's normalized because it's two things: normalization, it's normalized to eat meat, of course, and economically speaking, if we had, like, let's switch all the soy for human meat, if we would have that market and nobody and everybody would eat human meat, and then suddenly everybody said, yeah, well, actually it's fucked up to eat our friends. Yeah, of course it is, like, duh. And everybody would suddenly stop, and economics would crash down because of it. Then of course you should lessen it, because you can't just stop it. And that's the same thing I have right here.
Okay.
And that's also.
So then let me ask you.
Can I ask one
Go
question, on. Please? Okay, thanks.
Sure.
My question is to you then. You said it yourself. You kill bees. You eat a lot of soy. Why do you eat soy?
I don't think I kill bees, but yeah, whatever.
You don't kill bees?
I don't think. I think you're overstating this. I think you're talking about crop deaths in a sense that you're thinking that you're equating eating soy with some form of killing bees, which isn't necessarily a good equation. It's not necessarily true. Bees are not necessarily killed for the production of soy, first and foremost, and second, like, the difference between you and me. Let's say I eat soy and you eat chicken, and let's say I kill bees, like you say, I kill 100 bees. The difference is that you killed 100 bees, maybe even more, plus the chicken, right? So it's not like, you see what I mean? It's not like it's bees versus animals. That's not the problem that you're posing. That was also one of my problems.
It kind of is, because the thing is, it's not only getting them on the crops, and then of course they die because of all the excess on the crops. It's also the trucking, and that's what a lot of people forget. In America, where we get most of the soy from,
soy is grown locally.
Soy is grown locally. Okay.
Yeah.
In America,
soy is grown very easily everywhere. That's the reason. The reason why we use soy is because it's a very easy crop to grow.
Okay, I actually didn't know that. So
yeah.
Thanks for that. But in America, for example, they have more bees in the western side of America, and they have the soy crops, a lot of them, in the eastern side. So what do they do? They bring a lot of trucks with bees, billions of bees, from the one side to America to the other side, and half of them die before they get there.
That's completely. That's horrible, right?
Yeah, but that's for the extra soy that's being made for not only humans, but humans and animals. So what you said yourself, you can't just leave soy out. Why wouldn't you leave soy out then?
farming practices need to improve. There's no denying there, right? There's veganic farming, there's all sorts of farming practices that need to be improved. I'm not sitting here saying that when I eat vegetables there's no harm. I'm not saying when I eat soy there's no harm. There is. But what I'm saying is that if you care about harm, first of all, there is more harm when you eat animal products, regardless. There's on top of what harm you get from eating vegetables, there's more harm. And the minimum that you can think of is the same amount of harm plus the animal that you kill. But it's actually way more, right? Because an animal needs to be fed not just one day. They need to be fed for multiple days in a row, multiple soy. So they eat way more, they drink way more water. So environmentally speaking, there's that whole thing, right? But my point is that on one of them is accidental deaths. Like you can argue, well, not accidental, but not intentional, right? Like you can argue that when you buy a vegetable, you don't expect animals to die for that vegetable, right? You don't expect animals to be exploited.
You don't expect it, but it happens.
But what I'm saying is that, it happens, and I'll try to avoid it, right? Like I'll try to avoid absolutely any product that I can. For example, I don't eat coconut milk because for coconut milk, monkeys in Thailand are they're exploited also. They're hanged. They have to go up the ladder to up the tree to gather coconuts. They're beaten. It's a whole thing, right? It's bad. So I will avoid products as much as I can, but to some extent I also need to survive and thrive, right? So exactly. I can't but I can't justify killing or exploiting individuals by saying I need to survive and thrive when I don't need to exploit individuals for it. You see what I mean? Like there's a difference between me driving with my car and when I drive with my car accidentally hitting an animal, because when you drive, you might accidentally hit an animal. Just like when you plow through fields, you might accidentally harm animals. There's no denial there that can happen, and that will happen. I don't know. But that doesn't mean that I get to then go and slaughter an animal just because, I need to make a sandwich.
No, I understand where you're coming from, and that's exactly right, because you can't avoid everything. But like I just said now, soy is known to harm bees. So why would you not cut it out? It's the same question as why would I not cut my chicken out? It's harming them. So like for example,
I don't think soy is harming bees. If you have empirical evidence,
so,
show me. But show me empirical evidence for it.
In my videos, I have sent a lot of articles, and Jordan Peterson, I don't know if you know Jordan Peterson.
He talks about it a lot, but he's not. Jordan Peterson is not a source you shouldn't trust Jordan Peterson. And I don't care who says what. I care about empirical evidence, you see, because everything that I have mentioned so far can be backed by empirical evidence. That means studies, that means meta-analysis.
I can do the same with the bees. The bees is a big problem. Even in the articles you send, because we had a discussion before, and I showed it in my video as well. You send me articles with explanations about the bees. And in the articles, they said exactly what you said. You can't avoid all deaths. We know bees are getting harmed and getting killed for soy, but you can't avoid it.
Some bees, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not
some
bees.
Some bees are harmed for,
regardless. Half of them die before they get there. Half of them die before they get there. And again, I'm not here to say you're a bad guy because you eat soy and
it's okay. You can say that.
I don't think you're a bad guy at all because you're trying your best to help. But I'm only.
But let me ask you this. Go on. Sorry.
No worries. I'm only saying this. If you know, because the articles you sent, they say in that sense as well, why wouldn't you cut out soy? Because you can't just say, okay, I won't eat soy and I would go with other animal-based products. It's the same as you said, because you want to survive and thrive a little.
So Leslie, if you provide me with empirical evidence that soy kills, there's no undeniable evidence that soy kills bees, I will probably stop. Okay, not probably. I will definitely stop. Okay, but if you send me an article that doesn't have any empirical evidence, I won't trust articles. I sent you studies, but it doesn't matter. Let me just put this. It doesn't even matter, right? Because it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't really matter. I can be a fucking murderer right now. I can go on the street and stab people. It doesn't make the argument of veganism any any less true, right? It doesn't make the fact that when you eat an animal, you still harm more animals. You still exploit one individual, but who shouldn't be exploited. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Like the argument isn't about what I do. I'm not here promoting my lifestyle. I'm here promoting the idea of not exploiting animals. I'm not here saying that I'm a saint. I'm not here saying any of it. I'm just saying that we shouldn't be exploiting animals.
Of course, and it's the same with me. I'm not saying that I'm a saint, and I'm not saying that veganism is bad or anything. I think everybody should choose what they want themselves, and that was the whole point of my video in the first place. In my video, I said at the beginning and in the middle and at the end, and I made it very clear. I think veganism is great. It's a good cause because it stems from the idea of just helping the animals and helping everybody around it. I just had problems with how you went on about showing people that, because I think if you just would have stood there and given people a card or maybe talked a little to them, that would have been great, amazing. But the point of my video was that I think you shouldn't have shown that video to children. And especially because the WTF Foundation you got the video from put it on their website themselves. Don't show this to kids without parental.
Yeah, we can discuss that, but before we get into that, I know, we'll get into that. Don't worry, we'll get into that. I promise you, we'll get into that, right? But I wanted because this bees thing is kind of pissing me off. So show me the data that you have for bees, so that we stop with this, because I don't like I don't like the idea of knowing that I make choices that could harm others intentionally. So if I have the option to stop, I want to stop. So show me that bees are like that soy. Specifically, not more than others, are harming bees. Of course,
I have sent on Discord the article that you sent me yourself. I have put that in my video as well. Yeah, about the avocado. Okay. And in that article, they say themselves exactly what you quoted. Yeah, a lot of bees are getting killed, but you can't avoid all that. And I understand you can't avoid all that. But they say it themselves in that article. And if you see other
this is avocados, not soy. I don't eat avocados.
Okay, fair. I can look it up. I have sent a lot of sources right here. One sec. And in these sources, you see a lot of studies of reputable sources and all kinds of other.
I checked all your sources. They have zero about bees. I checked all those sources. There is zero about bees.
Also, in my video description, I have a few. I can send them to you as well. I'm gonna look them up. One sec. But we can argue all day about where it is and how it is, and you can send me 50 articles about it. It's not true, and I can send you 50 articles about
it's not. That it is if true. You show me meta-analysis, like there's a, it's not about. There's a pyramid of evidence. It's not. You can't just say that I trust whatever I trust or you trust whatever you trust. There's a pyramid of evidence out there.
Yeah, of
meta-analysis, meta-reviews. There's one on top of each other, right? An article is going to be one source, but a meta-analysis will be definitely better than an article. A randomized control trial will be better than an article. A meta-analysis will be better than a randomized control trial, right? So in order to trust the data that you trust, you need all of this data. But like if you claim that bees are harmed for soy specifically more than they are harmed for any other vegetable that we would otherwise farm, then I would stay clear of soy for sure. But if that isn't the case, which I expect it to not be the case, then I don't think there's an argument there. And again, like if
on stream, I can try to look up 50 articles and all types of meta-analysis, but that doesn't work on stream. Okay, so off stream, I will send you a bunch of articles. But can you promise me if I do actually send you a meta-analysis about bees getting killed because of soy, will you stay clear of soy from then on? Or are you saying, well, I still want to try a little?
If more bees are killed for soy than for other protein source, for other calorie source, then yes, I will stay clear of soy.
Okay.
It's easy. because I'm not, that's the whole thing, right? But show me the evidence and we'll go. But none of this, that's the thing about it. None of it doesn't even matter, because as I said before, when you choose to buy an animal product, you choose to exploit an extra animal regardless. There usually is way more if you do the calculations, but there's one extra animal that loses their life, that gets exploited. So why choose that when you can literally choose soy if you want instead of it, right? Which is literally better, because soy is otherwise fed to the animal themselves, right? So you're not staying clear of soy by eating animals. You're still contributing to this thing that you disagree with, soy killing bees.
Yeah. Why I'm not eating soy is also because, not only because I don't like the idea of bees getting killed, because to be really honest, it's not all about that for me, because I just want to lessen it, like in its all. But the thing why I also don't like soy is because we need bees, not only for humans, but also for animals, for everybody. We need bees. I don't know if you have ever seen the movie Bee Movie. It's a funny movie, but in that movie, it's an animation movie. But you see at the end of the movie what would happen if all bees would, what would happen if all bees would not work anymore, or let's just say die.
Your argument doesn't work. You realize that. I'm sorry for interrupting you there, but your
Why,
argument is, again, because your
why
argument is
doesn't it
saying
work?
because for every vegan product that you want to produce will inherently kill less bees, less insects than any animal product, because animals will need to be fed soy, corn, all of this. They need to be fed that. So when you buy an animal product, you kill the animal, you exploit one animal and kill the animal, and all the animals that died for the production of the food of that animal.
Yeah, but what would happen? What do you think would happen if we just don't kill any animals anymore, and it would only be plant-based for everything, for animals and humans?
It would actually be better, because
the insect
studies show
exploitation would only be more. It would be
because
way more.
so listen, I can show you right now the study. I was prepared that you would say this, because I have the study. There's a study from Mexico, a large study that says and it's not just one, there's multiple studies showing that per calorie, like animal-based products amount for way more, like use way more land, use way more water, which loosely translates, of course, to more crop deaths per calorie and per protein than plant-based counterparts. In Mexico itself, in that study, it says like 10 times more land is needed to produce one animal protein than one plant-based protein. 10 times or 8 times, I don't know. I have it on me, like I can share it with you right now.
Okay, but then you would imagine, with the hypothetical situation you put on, it would say that there wouldn't be any animals anymore that you have to feed. But if we as humans would only eat plant-based, the animals would still be able to eat plant-based as well. Or we would just say, okay, all animals die, and then we would go over to plant-based. No. So the animals would still stay and eat plant-based, but we as humans would do that as well. So that would increase the demand, so it would still kill more.
But like as we transition, as you said, slowly into a 50 years to a plant-based diet, most of the people on this planet, less and less animals are brought to existence. So right now it's 80 billion land animals are slaughtered for food. But maybe if we do this, right, in 50 years, there will be 1,000 animals, a million animals, right? And what you're saying is that, well, those animals will need to be fed. Yes, they'll need to be fed, but that doesn't even, like, because I see you keep mentioning environment, that still won't matter there's so many people on this planet, and like it makes no difference for those few animals that will remain in the end. That makes nothing. And even those, like, your argument is saying that it's okay to slaughter a sentient individual right now because in the future, at some point in the future, we might have issues with some animals that we need to feed. Like how like what?
Not only animals, but only humans we need to feed. You can't just go over to fully plant-based. And maybe exactly what I already said in my video, and you mentioned as well. in a 50-year time span, yes, we can.
But
if
you
we
can
would
do it right
just
now.
slowly do it. I can maybe do it right now.
Yeah,
but
everybody in Netherlands can do it right now. Would you disagree with that? Would you disagree that in Netherlands, if the whole country could go vegan tomorrow, like this?
I would disagree with that because of the jobs.
Okay, like let's say, okay, the jobs,
I think
issue. Let's say
globally,
they can still continue their jobs for a while and export everything they're making, right? Until they find new jobs. But in the Netherlands, everybody has the possibility to go vegan overnight. That's what I mean, including yourself, right? So while we can argue that, yes, there may be parts of the world where being vegan might be harder and might not be available, wouldn't you argue that you, when you are in a position of privilege, you live in a country where it's so easy to be vegan, that you should be vegan because of all the people in the world? Because when you become vegan, the vegan products become more available to everybody, and thus less countries where there's less possibilities for people to be vegan, they can also become vegan because you 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 help this economy, this vegan economy, grow. Whereas right now you're supporting the other economy.
I think it should be pro-choice. I think everybody should choose on their own. And just to get a little bit sidetracked, yes, some countries, like you said, could probably not sustain that, and mostly African countries could not. But if we would have to go, would be globally going over to veganism, which I do think again is possible in a span of 50 years. Uh, Certain countries can never, because if they would go fully vegan as well, they would be dependable on other countries, and we all know in this world that doesn't work. You can't always depend on everybody else. You have to stand on your own
I
2
don't
feet
want to
as well.
discuss economics or politics. Like, this is just speculation, economics and politics, right?
No, it's
It's
not
not. It's I
speculation.
would I would
It's
argue
an important part of it. You can't just
it's
say,
not. It's
okay, the
not
whole
because
world. If you can't say, okay, uh, politically and economically, it's all doesn't matter. It does matter. It ties in with the whole idea of it, because this is
listen,
actually a political and economical problem as well.
but you always forget that animals need to be fed also, right? So in the countries where there's domesticated animals that we farm, it's easy. In
Yes,
those countries, the food that we feed the animals could probably be converted to food for animals, most of it. Or if not most of it, the part that can be converted is still should be enough, because it still amounts to more calories and more protein than the amount that we get from animals. So in that
maybe the killing,
sense,
yes, but still they need a lot of other animal-based products. It's not only meat that
even
they need. You can,
you
like
don't need
milk,
dairy products. You
cheese,
don't need
everything.
it. Why do you need dairy products? Why? What
Maybe
is it this need?
maybe they need the dairy products to actually get the money to get the products to feed the animals and then feed themselves. If they don't have the dairy products, how would they? It's supply and demand. They can't say,
Even
okay, well, we buy a lot of cheap we're gonna buy a lot of cheap soy, give it to the animals, and then be like, okay, well, we can't sell our milk, so how are we gonna make the money back? Well, we can't, because we can't farm the crops.
But
So that's a little bit in the economic
even
side
for
of it.
dairy, the calories still are better if we feed the people. It's still like regardless. Like, and none of this, as I said, none of this matters, right? Because like, okay, on a global scale, we can discuss this all day. On a global scale, as I said, there might be countries where it's difficult. I don't think it's like, my personal opinion is that you can still do it in almost any country on this planet. You think it's not, it's okay. We can agree to disagree there. But what we can both agree is that you right here, right now, could say, I don't want animals to be exploited for me right now. I don't want any single animal starting today to have their throat cut so that I can eat a sandwich. So why not choose that? Because between the two options that you have is, one exploits an animal and kills all the animals for food, as you say, that you have a problem with vegans doing, and the other, let's say, just has all the animals killed for food, but there's still that one extra life that you could be sparing.
I could go vegan. It's not something out of the question. And again, I don't have anything against it. I could do it. I just prefer to slowly get rid of it, because I like meat a lot and just the taste of it. And it's not that I'm like, I can't live without it, because I know I can live without it, but I just like the taste of it. So I would like to slowly get rid of it. that way. And
But
I
do you
think
think
that's
that
a
taste?
pro-choice thing.
Do you think taste or pleasure should be like? Do you think? Because let's put it this way: are you for dog racing? You know, dog racing or not dog fights? You know, sometimes are you for slaughtering animals for entertainment? Would that be okay for you? Exploiting and slaughtering animals for entertainment?
No, if I would be, I would watch it. But I do think if a country allows it or people allow it, it's pro-choice to them if they want to watch it or want to do anything with it. And for
So
everybody,
you,
it's pro-choice.
so you're saying it should be a choice? Should it be a choice to enslave humans?
Yeah, how can I say it? No, but it was once a choice, and for the people that
Doesn't make it right.
it doesn't make it right, but if it was once a choice, then people can decide themselves if they want to or if they don't want to. And it's a little bit of pick and choose, and of course that is partly hypocritical. But if I pick and choose to not eat any baby animals, but I do eat my chicken and my eggs, and am
Babies.
gonna slowly stop that over time, then I can do that. And once someone maybe the president of the U.S. says to the whole of the United States, okay, we're gonna stop that, then people just have to stop that. But as long as there's not something that says we have to stop that, then it's your own choice to do it. And maybe you're wrong, and maybe you're not wrong.
Legally it's your choice,
Maybe
yes,
it's
but
maybe
legally,
it's
but
legally
as
your
I
choice.
said, yeah, but like legally it was a choice at some point to own a slave. It didn't make it right? So let me ask you this: do you think it is moral to eat to eat animal products?
Partly yes, partly no.
Why is it? How can it be ever moral to eat animal products for you?
Like I just said, for example, you still eat soy. Why is that moral?
So
And that's
doesn't matter
because
what I
you
do.
don't
Wait,
believe
no,
that
it
it's worth
doesn't matter
peace.
what I do, Leslie. It doesn't matter what I do. What
But
I'm
why does
asking
it matter
is,
what I do then?
because no, what I'm asking you, listen, I maybe if I kill bees for soy, first of all, it's not true. I just googled it while you were talking. It's not true. But like, let's say if I kill bees for eating soy, then I could say that might be immoral. If I have a choice, then it is immoral for me to choose to kill sentient individuals. But what I'm asking you is, but what I'm asking
And
you,
for
it
me,
doesn't matter what I
it's the
do.
same. It's the same
Well,
for
I'm
me. It
asking you,
doesn't matter
is
what
it
I do.
moral?
It's
Is it
immoral for me
moral?
if I do that, but it's my choice. And
So,
that's the same
it
what you
is
said.
immoral to choose. So, I'm not arguing that it's a choice. I'm asking you, is it immoral to exploit a sentient individual for optional products, just like you do for food right now? Is it immoral?
Yes, it is immoral, but it's my choice. The same with you. It's
I'm
immoral,
not
but your
arguing
own
if it's a
choice.
choice. So, you're saying it is immoral. So, then I ask you, do you think that choices that are immoral, that have victims, should be choices?
For now, on one hand, no, but on the other hand, it still is. So yeah, I guess it's your own choice.
Yes, it's your own choice. But listen, I'm not here to I'm not gonna. I think we're going in circles. So I don't want to go too far with this. But like, I know it's a choice. I know it's a legal choice. The whole point of veganism is to say that you need to not make this choice. It's about making choice. Veganism is a liberating movement. It's not a restrictive movement. It's a movement where you liberate yourself, where you liberate every animal, where you try to make the best choices for yourself and for other sentient individuals. You see what I mean? Like, it's not, and what I'm asking you is, why wouldn't you make the better choice? And you keep saying taste, and like, taste is just a pleasure.
Well,
It's just, that's all it
for me,
is.
it's the same question as you have. Why wouldn't you make the choice to stop eating soy?
But I told you, I will stop eating soy if it kills bees. If that's true, I told you, I agree with you.
Yeah, but you don't believe in it.
I don't believe in it, but
you look it up,
and you shouldn't
and
believe in what I say. Well, you can see empirical evidence. I don't believe in it, but then I'm gonna start searching.
But
Do you think?
it's the same with others. Maybe I don't believe what you're saying, and if that's the case, then nobody can ever go and persuade the other person.
No,
because
then you have
nobody
the
believes
obligation to
you
search it.
believe
Then
exactly, but
yeah,
you search for what you like because you search for are bees exploiting them, and you see an article or a metadata that says no. I'm looking for it, and I see an article or metadata that says yes, and then who's right? because
Nope,
I can
it's not
persuade
that.
you
That's
that
not
way,
true.
and you can persuade me that way. That doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. It's not, this isn't an opinion. I'm not asking for opinions. I'm saying if there is a meta-analysis, right, that says that me eating soy kills more bees than me eating what, I don't know, like chickpeas, whatever,
But
right?
why
I'm just putting
more?
an example.
But
Because
why
I have to
more?
eat, man. Because I have to eat. I have to eat a certain amount of calories per day, right? I can't die. That's not what my point
Exactly,
is.
but you can just go fully no killing at all. You can just eat fucking
So that's
grass.
my point. That's my point. If
That's
I
a
have the
possibility.
option, but that's my point. If I have the option, I will choose that. Okay.
But
Now I
that
ask
the
you,
option is there.
the option
There
is
are
not there.
products
What is
like
the
that.
option? What?
Grass, and it sounds really dumb, but grass. If you just eat grass and take your vitamins,
Dude, humans
nothing
can't eat
dies.
grass. Dude, humans don't digest grass.
You understand what I mean? What I mean? Like there
No, I
are
don't
enough
understand what you
products.
mean. No, they're
There are
not. What do you mean? Like even for bees production, for bees are not essential to soybean production. They are not even essential. So there is soy produced without bees being involved in it. Okay. So I take it upon my responsibility now, Leslie, because of you. I take it upon my responsibility from now on when I buy soy products that I make sure that it's coming from places that don't use bees. Okay. I will do that. Now, please, and I take it on my responsibility, and it's an emergency because it's not okay to do that. So I ask you right now, what is it like? Because I keep asking you this question and we keep getting in the same circle, right?
Then
I
I
will
can
do
just
this.
say
I
if
listen
that's
to
the
you.
case, if that's the case, the only thing I can say you're a better man than me in that case,
But
because
that,
I'm
I'm not,
lessening
I
it.
don't,
No,
I don't care
and
about that, man.
that's not something that's not something I'm trying to do to annoy you or something. That's just facts. If you actually do that and you say, okay, I'm not gonna eat any soy anymore that involves bees at all, then you're a better man than me because I'm gonna lessen it over time and I'm not gonna stop instantly.
But
So
let me
that's
just put
just a
it this
fact.
way. But you still see it as a utilitarian thing, right? You still see this as, oh, calculations, number of this, right?
Of course.
And yeah, but it's not that. Life isn't that, is it? Right? When you make decisions, you don't make decisions like that. Do you get on a, do you not drive because there's a possibility that you may kill 100 insects when you drive? You know, when you drive during the summer, you'll kill a lot of insects. Is that the reason for you to
I
stop
actually do not
driving?
drive.
Let's say whatever it is. Okay, I also don't drive here because you don't need to drive here.
I use an electrical skateboard because I think that's more environmentally friendly.
Do you not get on the train because the train kills a lot of insects?
Yeah, I can say that because I do need to train to get to work. Yeah, but I
That's what I
do
mean,
lessen
you
it.
know. But that's exactly what I mean. That's my point, right? There are certain things that are practicable and we need to do, right? But you can't argue that eating animal products is something we need to do. It's just something we choose to do, as you said. And yes, I'm not arguing that it's not a choice. What I'm saying it is that it's a pretty cruel choice to make when you can easily not choose not to do that. I just hope you reflect upon that because that's the point of veganism: is you have a choice. Don't use that choice. That's all it is. Yes, that doesn't mean being perfect. I'm not perfect. I know there's harm that I'm creating. I know there's harm that other people are creating. That doesn't mean that I get to do extra because of it, because I'm creating harm anyway. So I'll then just go stab people or animals on the street for something just because I want to.
No, I understand what you mean, but again, like you said yourself, it's pro-choice, and my choice is I'm gonna lessen it over time. And of course, you can tell your story, and maybe I would listen to it, and maybe I wouldn't. It's still a choice. As long as it is a choice,
I
then
just
it's my
hope you
choice.
stop seeing
And you
animals
can.
as resources. I just hope you stop seeing them as resources because they don't deserve to be resources. They don't deserve to be exploited. They're innocent, you know. Animals give their trust to the farmers. The animals are brought to life by farmers, but they also give their trust by to farmers, and they get exploited and slaughtered for something that again we don't need. So yeah, it's a choice, but like it's a very cruel choice to make. It is. It's just a cruel choice.
I do understand where you're coming from, and again, I do think it comes from a good heart, of course. Uh, but as long as it's a choice, people can make the choice, and you can advocate for it, and you can try to maybe get higher up, and then
Of course.
say like, okay, we have to stop it at all, and that's where you're advocating for, and that's good. But then at the end of the day, it's still my choice how I want to go on.
I just want you to know what you're choosing. I just want you to be 100% sure that you know what you're choosing from this conversation. That's all it is, okay? Because from this conversation, what you're choosing is the exploitation, enslavement, and violence towards one animal for a sandwich, okay? This is your choice. It is a choice, sadly, but it is what you're choosing. That's all I'm saying, okay?
So then that's sadly what I'm choosing.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. We've arrived at an impasse. That's okay. I hope you do look more into it, and we can keep conversing.
I always do, of course.
Yeah, okay. But I appreciate the honesty, at least. Okay, now let's discuss about this thing that you said about showing it to kids, because that was one of the things. So first of all, I think you're right. Like, I looked into it. The age that we should start is 14. We shouldn't be showing below 14, and I can explain to you why 14 is because I used the Netherlands the signs. I don't know if you can see these signs.
Yeah. The kijkwijzer.
Yeah, so
that's a good one.
kijkwijzer, exactly. Yeah, so at 14 apparently you can see a lot of blood. In fact, you can see, I don't know if you know the movie Aliens from 1986.
I know it,
yeah. There's literally one arm coming out of one guy full of blood and everything. It's very bloody, right? 12, it's too young. 14 for our age was 13, but seeing this, I will acknowledge and I will change it to 14. I wasn't the organizer there, by the way, right? So the organizer usually decides. I'm an organizer here in Amsterdam, but I will say that the limit from now on is 14, because I don't want kids to be like, obviously we don't want to, we don't want to harm kids, obviously, in the process. We just want animals to be liberated. We don't care about we don't want any harm being done to any person who sees there, like including yourself. If we talk to people, we don't want them to leave upset or to be harmed, right? We care about the animals. That's all we do. That's what we do. It's the activism.
I'm actually very happy to hear that, because that was the main point of my video. Because I was also looking from the side, and that's the next question I'm gonna ask. But I'm very happy with this. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually very, very happy with this, because I did say on Discord, like, use the kijkwijzer, for example. That's a good standard, because it is hard to say, okay, when are they kids, when are they not? Should you get 18 plus or anything else? But kijkwijzer is perfect, because that's actually totally separate of the legal aspect of when you're an adult. So happy with that. My other question is, are you gonna ID check if you don't know for sure? Because, for example, in the stores, if you're 18 plus, you can buy alcohol, but they will ask you for your ID if you don't look 25. Yeah. So if you do that, happy. Because in my video I checked as well, there wasn't any ID check, and I know.
No, we weren't doing ID checks. No, but maybe it's a good idea. We'll do ID checks. Yeah, I mean, like when I do it in Amsterdam, there's not a lot of kids, and when there's kids, we always just say, first let your parents check with your parents, and maybe they should see it first, and then see if you can see it.
And when I was in Utrecht, I didn't see that, and I checked with a few of the kids, and I don't think you knew, but a few of the kids were 10. That's young.
It's awful. Yeah, they lie. They lie. It's just, like, there were kids who I denied, by the way. There were kids who I said let's not give it to them, but then other activists did. So it's like, yeah, we'll set it as a rule. I'll listen to this and we'll set it as a rule. And if they look very young, that we have to card them. Like, we have to check them, as you said.
That I'm actually all happy. That's all I wanted to get out of the video, to be honest.
But let me ask you this: why do you care about that? Like, why is it that you care about kids not seeing that? Yeah.
Why I care about it is because the kids don't have anything to do with it. Because of course they eat the meat, but let's just say, I, as an 11-year-old, wasn't buying meat wasn't buying meat or anything. I bought candy, and when I went home, my parents gave me meat. My money wasn't in the cycle at all as a kid, so I don't think kids have anything to do with it. And they shouldn't see it, because it could give traumas, and not in a positive way of, now I'm not going to eat meat anymore. Now they're like, what the fuck did I just watch? They don't even understand what was going on. And that's why I think kids shouldn't be seeing it until like 14. Kijkwijzer, that's a good one.
That they shouldn't see it. They shouldn't see violence. I agree with you with that one, but they should know about it, shouldn't they?
I do agree that you can just tell it. Like, you could, for example, for the kids, you can just tell them, okay, do you know about this? Do you know that your parents buy meat and where that meat comes from. And if you just explain it to them, that's in no way harmful.
Okay.
With the movie, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay,
But
fair
just
enough.
explain to them that's no harm at all, because maybe they wouldn't understand, but that's something for them to think about later on, maybe. And maybe
In
they do
fact,
understand.
do you think it should be an obligation for kids to know this? I ask you this because you talk about choice, right? You talk about choice. Doesn't that mean that it should be an obligation for kids to know what they're eating so that they can choose wisely?
I actually think that's a good one. I would say yes. At school, like sexual orientation, put something like this in there as well, like with biology.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all. That's something maybe good. And some people would see that and then go all in for it. I wouldn't focus a whole study on it or something, but maybe like in the books you have a chapter about food and animals, and then maybe indeed show like everything, like okay, this is what goes on in the meat industry, and then you have the choice to go vegan or not.
But
That's
don't
not
you think
something I
that the
mind at all.
parents don't you think the parents have the responsibility to do that before even serving them meat, to know what they're eating? Because like, right, kids don't know. Kids just learn from the parents, right? Like the reason why I was not vegan for a long portion of my life, the reason why I consumed animal products was because I was just told, eat this, consume this, it's okay. I was kept in the dark about it, right? So I don't think it's fair. I don't find it fair for me when I decided to be vegan, when I realized the horrors that I'm contributing to. I don't think it was fair for me to not know this earlier, to not be, in fact, to be put into the system. You know, when I talk to a lot of people on the street, and most people on the street actually say that, uh, oh, it's just too difficult for me. I've been eating it my whole life. Everybody says that. That's the most common thing for everybody. Taste, and it's difficult for them because they've been doing it their whole life. So in that sense, their parents, even if they find it horrible, a lot of people admitted that it's horrible, admit that they don't want to do it. So in that sense, their parents is putting them in their system of exploitation, abuse that they never wanted to participate in. So then their parents should start from a young age and never serve them animal products until they explain what is behind those animal products.
The problem with that is that's the choice of the parents. I'm not here to say what parents should teach their children. And I have a vegetarian girlfriend, and my vegetarian girlfriend will give our kids the choice if they want to go vegetarian, vegan, or anything else. I don't. If she wants to do that, I'm all in for it. That's totally no problem at all. And maybe my kids do say, okay, I don't want to kill the bunny. I like the bunny, and then they don't get any meat. It's their choice. But the problem is with that, it's still a parent's choice whether to tell them or not. It shouldn't be an obligation to them. And I understand from your viewpoint, like you want it to be an obligation for them, like from the big.
I think it's
From
a
your
moral obligation.
Yeah, I understand, and that's your opinion. That's totally fine. But it's the parents' choice at the end of the day. As long as it's legal, they can choose what they want, and I'm gonna let my children choose themselves what they want. Same with sexual orientation. I don't care what my children are, what they want to be, what they do. I love them regardless, and I give them the
I
choice.
agree.
I'm
So
gonna teach them from a young age. But if they say I want to eat meat, or if they say I want to be gay, do your thing. I don't care. It's all up to
listen,
them.
I don't think so. I don't think. First of all, what if your child is a murderer? Would you support them in murdering?
I wouldn't like it, but I would always support my kid,
Oh,
whatever he
okay,
does. If
that's
my
fine. Like,
kid, this is an extreme example, but if my kid would be a rapist, I would hate that. My world would collapse, of course.
but
But
you would
it's
support him
still
in the
my kid.
raping.
I wouldn't support him in the raping, but it would still be my kid and his choice, what he wants to do with his
No,
life. He fucks
obviously,
his life
like
up. He fucks his life up, but I'm gonna give him the options, and he can choose whatever he wants with it. And
I could.
that's his life.
I agree with you that everybody can make choices for themselves, right? What I was discussing here was more like morally speaking, right? Morally speaking, you teach your kids what's good and what's bad in this world, right? Morally speaking, you teach them. So then I think that morally, you have a moral obligation, obviously not legal, obviously not everything like that, but there's a moral obligation to tell your children what's what, right? Because if you put in
Of
your mouth
course.
meat, you should know what meat is, and you should know where it's coming from. You should see the animal before you and say, oh yeah, I'm okay with killing this animal, I'm okay with exploiting them. Like, obviously you can't explain everything to kids, right? Because a lot of kids don't, as a child, you don't understand a lot of the concepts. But like, at least the whole idea of that you're taking their life for, and you don't need to, then you need to, the child should decide for themselves, not you forcing them in the situation.
Of course, but again, that's the parents' decision. I'm gonna give my kids the choice. I don't think they will understand at the age I'm gonna give them the choice, and they will probably just eat with us, and eventually they will maybe understand. But I'm gonna give them the choice, and if other parents want to do that, they can. If they don't have to. I'm. I don't know how my kid is gonna respond. I think my kids are gonna respond with, "Okay, I don't know what this all means. I'm just gonna eat what you guys are eating. Mommy eats vegetarian. Okay. Daddy eats meat. Oh, what's that? I like that. The kid is not gonna understand. And one day he is gonna understand. And of course, if he is vegan at that point, he would not like the fact that he has eaten meat before. But I do hope my kid is gonna be like, okay, I've always gotten the choice. Maybe he is exactly the opposite, and he is totally vegan hater, and then he would hate me that I have given him whole life, just served him soy for the half of his life. That's, I don't know how my kid is gonna turn out. So what he wants to do as a kid, and I hope other parents are gonna do that as well. But
Okay.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Okay, so before we end this, I want
Yes.
you to understand, one, that you are responsible for the exploitation and death of the animals, right? That you exploit and kill for food, or maybe other, I don't know, like maybe if you buy leather also for leather or stuff, right? Because veganism is not a diet, right? It's about the animals, number one.
Yes.
Number two, that you can stop immediately if you want to, right? There's no, it's not an obligation. I would say it's more of a moral thing. And number three, that it's just a horrific thing that you're like, I don't know how to put this into perspective, because it, like, I wish you saw that video that was in the VR, because you didn't, but I wish you saw it just to put it in
I've
perspective,
seen
kind
it
of
on
what
the
you're defending.
WTF site. I've seen the video, or at least I think I've seen what video it was. I have seen a video on the WTF site.
Yeah, because it's not like legally we all understand that it's a choice. We're just saying morally it shouldn't be a choice, right? It shouldn't be a
Of
choice
course.
for me to go and punch people on the street, just like it shouldn't be a choice for me to go and punch animals on the street. Just like it should be a choice for me to slash animal throats because I can. That's all it is, right? So we acknowledge that it's a choice. We just wish it weren't, right? Just like slavery, right? At some point it was a choice. We wish it weren't.
No,
Somebody
I
fought
totally
for it.
understand.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, I guess we we reached the end. Thank you so much for for chatting with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me and my technical difficulties. It was an
Yeah.
interesting talk, and I've learned a lot.
I hope so. I like, and listen, like this whole sources thing. I'll send you the pyramid of evidence. It's not my pyramid of evidence. It's the, I don't, like, I'm what you call a scientific skeptic, which means I go, when I research something, I research on the other side. I research the opposite of my beliefs because I don't want my beliefs to get in the way. Okay. So I
No,
look
of
for the
course.
truth in that way. So
I like to look at both of them. So I see the good and the bad, and that's why also saying, like, I do understand that it's hypocritical, and I do understand that it's morally maybe incorrect, or it is morally incorrect from your standpoint. But it's still, as long as it's a choice, it's a choice, and you can try to show people that they're wrong or try to convince them. Uh, but it's always at the end of the day their choice. Like for
it
me,
is.
like for example, I have the bees that I align with, and other people align with other things. But
It's,
that's it.
yeah, it's a choice. Sadly, it is. I can't, like, just
And
like for some people,
you can
it's a
just
choice.
like you do now, just advocate for it not being a choice anymore. And when it isn't a choice anymore, I can't argue against it at all.
I just hope, again, I just hope that you know what you're contributing and what you're defending right here, because It is really bad. Like it's not a thing that's small or like a happy animal. Like you say, you don't eat babies, but chickens are killed as babies. For eggs, they're killed as infants, not even babies, like their first day of life.
Yeah, maybe that's a little bit hypocritical, but yeah, chicken. That's the only thing I can say. Chicken. Sorry.
Yeah, just it's okay. Just like know that like choice, like we all have choices to make in our life, but we should make the choices that are not only better for us but also everybody else, right? Like if my choice, like if my choice involves somebody else's liberty being taken away, or somebody else's life, or somebody else is exploited, then I probably shouldn't make that choice, right? And it's a matter of choice again. Like if you don't have a choice, hey, it is what it is. I can't tell you, right, don't live or whatever. But if you have a choice, just make the right choice. That's it.
Thanks. Yeah, that's it.
I hope everybody else got something from the stream. I know there are a lot of non-vegans who have watched this, which is good. I hope you got something from it. I urge you, before you go, please let me just share one thing. I don't want people to leave without seeing this one thing. And because we're not here to force anybody into anything. I will put this link in my video. Leslie, if you can, I would hope that you would do the same, just to get people more informed. That's all I want. And that is this video right here. It's called Gary Yourofsky, the most important speech you'll ever hear. This guy just talks about animal agriculture, and you learn the practices about animal agriculture. It teaches you about all the stuff that animal agriculture does, good or bad. And even if you don't want to be vegan, at least you know what you're paying for. At least you know what you're supporting. So there's nothing wrong with doing that, right? At the end of the day. So I'll put the link to this. Please give that a watch. It's really powerful. I have had non-vegan friends who have watched it.
I'll put it in my stream chat so people can see it if they want.
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I will give you the link. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please, let's not vilify anybody what the other. We had a good conversation. It was good. Let's just see what will happen. Okay, that's the role of us as activists. We get to inform people. That's what we did. Leslie also showed me an error in my activism where we were showing these videos to kids when we shouldn't have, and I appreciate it. We will correct that. So yeah, let's do better. We all want to be better, right? So let's do that. Thank you, Jackie Boyle, for the donation. Thank you, Carrie, for the donation. I appreciate it. And everybody.
I forgot as well. Thank you, Yoo-hoo, for the donation. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
I will share it. Have a nice day. I'll give you the link. Please put it in the description. I just want people to maybe give that a watch. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Yeah, I will end the stream now. Yeah.
Have a nice